Our instructor would just say, who's now? She would not say who's next, she would say who's now.
I was told it was going to be a small group.
I'm a salesperson. I might have embellished.
The performance on April 20th came out of the discussion of The Alchemist and kind of what your dreams are.
I'm thrilled for Olga because it's just, she's stepping so far out of her comfort zone.
So now there's a picture of a butcher shop.
Yeah. I'm the MC, so I'll be kind of orchestrating the whole evening. So all this just kind of happened from Ginia and I saying, let's put on a show! One of the things I'd like to say is for some people, they've never been on stage before. So for some people, this is really, really a little bit frightening, petrified. So we're going to be as loud and raucous and supportive as we can for every single act. And we had no idea what would happen, who would come, who we'd invite. All we knew was we wanted to create a place for women to have a lot of fun, to make connections with other women, hopefully be inspired to try something new.
This thing has been one big surprise after another.
Here she, the hot flash that lasts all
When we had that book club meeting and we talked about what our passions were, particularly the unfulfilled passions, and then it was like 2 days later when Carla sent out an email, like, I called and signed up for the comedy class and they asked me for 2 minutes of material. Oh my God, what am I doing? I thought, wow, that's amazing. It's so awesome when people actually take this step.
Atkins, anyone do Atkins? One team just thought of this one, right? Oh, Atkins. But it's ridiculous. They don't give you carbs, and carbs provide serotonin, and serotonin keeps you from killing people. So why would you take menopausal and women who get PMS and deprive them of carbs? It's like later, right? I think the only thing the Atkins diet was good for is for justification for homicide. The flow is, if you walk into the building, there's a kind of a, what's called a narthex, but it's a foyer. And that's a pretty large foyer that spills into where the show will be. We anticipate putting like 2 bars, one in that area and one that'll bring people back to the other hall that's there. The universe wants to help you make it happen. And so many people have stepped up and you know, tried to make it happen. Some that don't want to be mentioned, so I'm not going to mention their names, but have been very generous with, I want to help. This is what I want to do. Here I am taking class from this woman who just sits in the corner and she says, who's now? Who's now? Who's now? And I thought, how fun would it be? Because she relates to women. Her comedy is very, you know, everyone can relate to it if you're a woman. So I asked her, and she was gracious enough to say, yeah, I'll do it.
A little bit about my story. I went to Harvard, I went to law school, I worked in a fancy law firm, but I knew that my parents would be really proud if I gave it all up. Son Teddy, who's now 6, when we were at a birthday party, this is when he was 3 years old, we were at a birthday party, and he was 2. He had eaten 2 cocktails, and he says to me, "May I have another?" And I said, no, he'd eaten 2. And then he says again, "May I have another?" And I said, don't be fooled, he's a sociopath. And I said, and then he turns to the mom of the kid from the party, and he says, "May I have another?" And she says, your mommy said no. And he goes, that's not my mommy.
In English, man.
Oh, okay. I know. I'm sorry. She's not even. What's funny earlier? You wait till you hear her.
I started laughing when she said "Hola."
Hola.
You have to understand. Doing this 10 years and these sounds are different.
I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. I'm like, you can do this, Ginia. And then you started talking, and I could see you got relaxed. But at first,
I was very nervous in the beginning, and I wanted to go. Don't you think I don't know you've already turned that thing on and started?
my goal, you still have it still on?
I still have it on.
Is to read the book before April 20th.
And that, my friends, is a wrap.
There you go.